Welcome to ADHD Whiskey. My name is Matt, and today we're reviewing the semi-new release from Dixon Dedman and his brand 2XO. This is the Innkeepers Blend. It's Dixon Dedman's second release after leaving Kentucky Owl. 2XO stands for 2 times oak. It is a 104 proof Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. America. The Innkeepers Blend is the second release in the ongoing small batch blend series from 2XO, 2 times oak. Each release is unique, created by blending select stocks of my finest barrels and crafted using my double barreling process. The Innkeepers Blend pays homage to my family's long history in hospitality and the values instilled along the way. Never forget your past. www.beaumontin.com. Just kidding. www.2xowhiskey.com. But what Dixon is talking about is the Beaumont Inn. That's in Harrodsburg, Kentucky. If you ever want to stay at the famous Beaumont Inn, you can set up a tasting with Dixon there. They have the Old Owl Tavern. I've never been, but guess what? Portsky wants to go. The first blend was called the Phoenix Blend. The second blend, the Innkeeper, has a couple different design changes on the label. It says 2 times oak by Dixon Dedman in a gold ring-eating around the neck here. And then it says 2XO on the cork stopper. If you could see it, you might not have been able to see it. I really enjoyed the Phoenix Blend, so when I saw that the Innkeepers Blend was coming, I got super excited. Not only was I excited for a second 2XO release, but being a former Innkeeper myself, I was like, things in common. Am I right? Me and Dixon have a couple things in common. We were both innkeepers and we both talk slow. But one of us is extra smart and chooses his words wisely, while the other one just talks super slow, cause brains and hard. I was so excited for the Innkeepers Blend, I wanted to be one of the first to review it. So when it popped up on kegandbottle.com for a pre-order, I immediately purchased it on February 25th. And then in March, the Innkeepers Blend was released. And then Keg and Bottle sent it to me and I received it on April 26th. So, great. Thanks. But at least their customer service didn't go out of their way to let me know that there was a delay. That always makes the customer super happy when they're expecting something to be shipped and then it doesn't ship and then they don't tell you that it's not going to ship. You have to contact them and then they tell you that it's going to ship and then it still doesn't. Then you just wait and wait. But at least I got it. Like I said, I was a big fan of the Phoenix Blend. It received a score for me of 8.1 in a video a while back. If you haven't seen that review, I'll put it right here in a little bubble that'll pop up right there. A bubble will pop up and you can click on that video to watch it. But just scroll back after you watch this video to click on the bubble. Don't watch it now, just wait. Just hold your horses. Color on this 2XO is a beautiful bourbon named Amber. Oh wow. For some reason, I wasn't expecting the nose that I'm getting. It's like sweet and sour bourbon. If you were to place an order on Grubhub for a Chinese takeout and you wanted a Chinese-inspired bourbon, this would be like sweet and sour bourbon. Yeah, there's a little bit of a tang to it. It's sweet yet tangy. I feel like I'm picking up a little bit more of the double oaking process on this particular blend than I did on the Phoenix Blend. If you remember, I'm not a ginormic fan of the double barreling process, especially when it comes to toasted products. Toasted oak rebarreling drives porter nuts because it tastes like Menards or Lowe's if you're not from the Midwest, or Home Depot if you're unfamiliar with Lowe's or Menards. And if you just live in the middle of nowhere and don't go to those big box stores, just your local lumber yard. Toasted bourbon smells and tastes like your local lumber yard. Although there is a tinge of it in the nose of it, it's not off-putting and overdone like a lot of secondary barreled bourbons. A little bit of Boston baked bean, if you're familiar with Boston baked beans. It's got a bit of an Arnold Palmer feel, like if a spiked iced tea met a spiked lemonade and they commingled and cohabitated and then eventually had intercourse. You could call it a Dixon Palmer, or if that doesn't sound right, maybe Dixon Arnold sounds better. I don't know. Overall, I do enjoy the nose. It's not like a traditional bourbon nose. You can tell that the aging process has been altered by a secondary oak, which is great because the name of the brand itself is 2x oak. We've arrived, we've checked in, we've signed the registration, we got our room key. Now it's time to put this innkeeper to bed. Down the hatch. Ooh. Oh. Wow. That is enjoyable. The nose was kind of pushing me towards the area of me expecting to maybe not love it, but the palate, sweet, oaky, not much spice to it, but like a nice cream to it. A sweet, oaky cream. Second sip. For 104 proof, surprisingly oily, nice and viscous. It's extremely well-rounded. It coats every part of the mouth. For the most part, it's a very delicate and sweet, creamy experience. There is a tinge, and I mean a tinge, a teensy bit, a little teensy bit of spike on the very back of the palate. In my heart of hearts, do I wish I knew where this was sourced from and it was on the bottle? Yes. I wish I knew where it came from, or I wish I knew a mash bill. Or if it's more than one mash bill, I wish I knew the ratio of mash bills. That would be super cool. I would also love to see an age statement on the label of some kind. And if there's some young stuff mixed with old stuff, then I would really love to see a breakdown of mash bills with the percentages of mash bills and the age of the whiskey of that mash bill, just like Bardstown Bourbon Company does it. Their Discovery series, the way that they break down the mash bills and the age. Obviously, this is all Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey, but I would just like to know a little bit more about it. The whiskey lover in me is a firm believer in if it's good, it's good. And who cares about the numbers? Who cares about how old it is or what mash bill it is or where it came from? The whiskey lover in me just loves good whiskey. The whiskey nerd in me, however, the whiskey nerd in me, who knows that a whiskey nerd blended and bottled this, the whiskey nerd in me wants to know more. Like I said, the nerd in me, the geek, the friggin' freaky geek in me, not in the sheets, but on the bourbon side of things, wants to know a bit more about it factually. And actually, I'm gonna give it one more sip and give this Innkeeper a score. There's chocolates, there's caramels, there's nougat. It reminds me of a Three Musketeers bar. If a Three Musketeers bar was kind of like charged from a distance with a blowtorch. Based off of memory, do I like it more than the Phoenix Blend? I don't know. I haven't had the Phoenix Blend in a while. Should I pour it now? No. We're gonna save the Innkeeper Blend versus the Phoenix Blend for a bourbon skirmish. Remember those? Head-to-head, one-on-one, mano-y-mano. In a future video, a future bourbon skirmish, we're gonna find out which 2XO is better, but for today, the Innkeeper Blend from 2XO, Dixon's second release in this line, receives a score just like last time. It's an 8.1. 8.1 Innkeepers Blend. It's a great bourbon. I love it. I'm super happy I have a bottle. It was worth the wait from Keg and Bottle, even though I wasn't expecting such a wait. Would I buy another one for $100? Yeah, I would. I would for sure. And you know how many pairs of light up shoes that would buy? That's gonna do it for this review of 2XO Innkeeper Blend. If you're not subscribed, shame on you. Hit the subscribe button and make everything right. If you haven't hit the thumbs up, double dog dare you to do it. And I don't know anybody who's turned down a double dog dare. My name is Matt, this is ADHD Whiskey. Like I always say, keep your head in the clouds, but your mind on staying positive, because there's a lot of negativity out there. And sometimes you just have a rough day or a bad day and things get gloomy or doomy or depressing, and you kind of get brought down a little bit, and then you start to treat the people around you bad, like your kids or your spouse or the people you actually love so much. And then at the end of the day, after everyone's in bed, you wish that you could go back to them and say, I'm sorry and I love you. So don't let a bad day ruin your day. And that's speaking from experience. Sometimes I just wish I could go back and force a smile on my face even if I wasn't in the mood to smile, because guess what? Sometimes if you smile, you just kind of put yourself in a good mood. Life is short and the people around us deserve the best of us. So, even if you're not the best you can possibly be the best you can be right now. Be the best you that you can be in this moment. And if you just simply can't manage it, then get some Hennigans. The no smell, no tell scotch. Kramer tried it on Seinfeld and apparently it works. You don't want the people around you thinking that you smell like whiskey in the middle of the day, but apparently Hennigans is no smell, no tell. Nobody will even know that you were drinking scotch. And that's why you're smiling. That's probably a bad advice. So skip that part. But the first part I told you, stick to that. Stick to that. Thank you all for watching. I hope you have a great day. Have a great weekend if you're watching this on Friday when it's released. If you're watching it later, then just have a great friggin' day. You are beautiful and you look great naked in the mirror. And those mirrors can be bitches.